The talk of the town has definitely been the Kuta. The fishing is improving day by day. That the Garrick is on the bite. Grunter is huge. Hey guys, welcome to this week's Angler News KZN Fishing Report. And what I can tell you is that, as you know, the weather has been a bit trying this week. We had some heavy seas, we had some big rains. However, the talk of the town has definitely been the Kuta. Guys, if you are an offshore fisherman, Durban and surrounding areas has certainly been the place to be. Now, apart from that offshore side, we've got some good activity on the rock and surf end. The Garrick has made their appearance, so that's been quite positive. And as for the freshwater, well, bass has slowed down, but there's definitely carp and trout that's been on the bite. Now we're going to get into all of this in this week's show. But before we do, as always, special thanks to our sponsor, the Kingfisher, because this show could not be possible without them. And always remember, support those that support you, and in this case, the Kingfisher. Now let's get into the highlight area of the show. KZN, Lower South Coast, that has definitely been the place to be. Guys, I can't tell you, the fishing is improving day by day. Yes, there was some rainy weather, which has caused the water to be a little clear, but that never stopped the anglers from going out and producing some really good fish. I mean, look at this footage. Guys, we have got hound sharks, we've got hammerheads. Those are coming off orange rocks. We've got stumpies and bronze bream. That's in your Ramsgate and Margate area. We've got cob of sand spit. Guys, there is fish all over this beautiful rock salmon that is on the bite. And your flavor of the week on the bait side has been chukka and ocky legs. So the south coast, the lower south coast that is looking pretty good. If you're moving slightly away and looking for some of that shad action, you can get some of that at Mtintweni and Mzumbi. The shad is not big. There are making sizes, but there's definitely some activity out there. Now, moving down to Warner Beach, I can tell you that the Garrick is on the bite. There's certainly been a few reports of Garrick that's come out. And on top of that Garrick, there has been some shad and some proper quality shad. There hasn't been many small ones reported, but there has been the bigger ones that's been coming out. And what we can report, there's also been some spinner sharks on your inedible side. As for the offshore side, not too much to report on, as the seas has been quite big and not too many anglers has been out. Now, moving on into Durban, guys, what I can tell you, the inedible action has been pretty quiet. However, your edibles has been GTs, big eye kingfish, black tip kingfish, cob, some proper shad, and bronze bream. So it's more on the edible side of Durban. As for the offshore side, what I can tell you is that there are reports coming through where anglers are having a Kuta season of note. This is the best Kuta season they've had in years. So apart from the Kuta, we are getting snook and tuna, and the bottom fishing is definitely on fire at the moment. If you're looking for some activity in the harbor, what we can report is that grunter is huge. This is a massive run of grunter. Whether you're fishing off the boat or off the banks, it's all grunter. I haven't got reports of anything else apart from that. There is one or two guys that are saying they've got some kingfish on lure, but it's majority grunter species that's been biting. Now let's move on to the north coast. Fishing of Ballito. What we can tell you is that it has been a bit quiet. There has been a few shad, there's been a few stumpies, nothing too much on the rock and surf side. And the guys say that is more likely due to the sudden cooler water temperature drop. So that kind of seemed to have put the fish off a bit. However, that didn't put the fish off on the offshore side because big reports still coming through of Kuta. There's still the snook and tuna on the bite. So Ballito, you are firing on more on your offshore species. As for Mtintweni, guys, very quiet. I spoke to Nick earlier on this week, and he says he hasn't pushed a boat out the entire week. So he really not much reports coming out of Mtintweni. And Richards Bay, once again, the bad weather conditions has kept back anglers quite a bit. However, those that did go out managed to prevail with some Kuta, tuna, and bottom species. There has been the odd kingfish in the harbor, but that's purely on lures. So guys, that rounds off the saltwater report. The freshwater in KZN is still producing the goods. What we can tell you is that there are 2 weeks left for your action. The river season is going to close. It's going to be all still water. The water temperatures are dropping. There is still some good brown trout that's been caught, and that is on your Bushman's, Moy, and Amgeni River. So definitely some fish that's been coming out on your freshwater side, and that is trout up to about 60 centimeters. The scaly action is still producing the goods. As for the bass, it has slowed down. Albert has been very quiet. We did get some reports of Midma. However, the ones that are coming out are big fish. So what you want to kind of do around this season is fish those baits a lot slower. The fish are not as aggressive. The water temperatures are a lot colder. The water is clear, but the fish are feeding a lot slower. So fish those slower baits. What we can tell you, going back to the fly side of things, is that the bigger fly patterns are working. And to round off the freshwater side, carp is still on the bite, and that is definitely some good activity coming out of Midma Dam. So, guys, what I can tell you is that KZN is shaping up to be a fantastic weekend. The westerly is coming through, the sea's going to settle, it's going to clear out down the south coast, and that is where the fish are coming out from. Apart from that, it is Kuta. Kuta is the talk of the town throughout our entire coastline, where, like we said, the anglers are reporting it to be the best Kuta season they've ever experienced. And there are a fair amount of other species to catch amongst that Kuta. On your freshwater side, the bass are slowing down. It is quality bass, but amongst that bass, trout action is good. 2 weeks left for the river season to close. So, take advantage of that, and the carp is definitely on the bite. So all in all, KZN is looking really fantastic for this weekend. Next week, we will be back with all the catches that are coming out. So hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell not to miss out on what this weekend is going to bring to us. Guys, for Angling News South Africa, I am Vanessa Green. Always remember, keep your fishing area tidy, respect those bag limits, and fish for the future.